Okay, so get on your square. Feet are just underneath your hip sockets. Feet are pointed straight ahead. And I'm going to go ahead and engage the glutes and relax them. Engage my glutes and then relax them. And then this time when I engage my glutes, I'm going to keep them engaged. I'm going to rest back on my heels, right? And then I'm going to start with four deep belly chest breaths. I'm going to breathe in so deep that I can feel my lungs stretching. Okay, here we go. That's one. In and out through the mouth. 2. 3. And 4. Keep breathing. I want you to go ahead and close your eyes. Keep those glutes engaged. Keep the weight in the heels. Okay. Now we're going to start to shift that weight into the toes. But keep your glutes engaged. And then we'll rock back to the heels. And then we're back on the toes. And then back in the heels. And basically, we're just going to take a quick inventory of the toes, the muscles of the feet, the heels, right? The muscles of the lower legs as I'm rocking back and forth. Good morning, toes. Good morning, muscles of the feet. Thank you for supporting me this morning. All right. Now, keeping the glutes engaged, I'm going to go ahead and take my feet, bring them closer together. And then I'm going to envision my knees making circles. So let's make some big circles with the knees in one direction. We'll do like 4 of these. And then we'll reverse the direction. While we're doing it, I just want you to pay attention to how your knees, your ankles, and your hips are feeling this morning. Now we're going to go ahead and reverse that. Go ahead and greet the muscles of the legs, connective tissue, bones. Good morning. Thank you for supporting me this morning. All right. Now go ahead and take the feet and bring them outside of shoulder width apart. Let's re-engage those glutes and get the weight back on the heels. I'm going to go ahead and bend my arms to a 90-degree angle. And then I'm going to raise the elbows out to the side. And take a deep breath in. And as I breathe out, keeping the elbows up, I'm going to rotate to one side and breathe out. And then I'm going to come back to center as I breathe in. And then I'm going to go to the other side as I breathe out. Trying to keep the hips pointed straight ahead. I'm going to breathe in and come back to center. I'm going to do one more per side of that, and then I'm going to breathe out. Taking an inventory of the muscles of the trunk. Breathing in while I bring it center. And I'm going to breathe out one last time. Good morning, vertebrae. Good morning, muscles of the trunk. Come back to center. All right. Now I'm going to bring the feet back to underneath the hip sockets. Let the arms hang. Now I'm going to raise those arms straight out in front of me. I'm going to keep the arms straight at the elbow. I'm going to spread out my fingers as wide as I can, stretching them out. Okay. Then I'm going to take the fingertips and I'm going to point them down towards the ground. Stretching out the muscles on top of the forearm. Then I'm going to try to take those fingers and point them back towards me to get an even deeper stretch of the muscles or the top muscles of the forearm. Okay. Now I'm going to point those fingers back down towards the ground and then straight out in front of me. Now the fingers are going to go up towards the ceiling. I should start to feel the muscles at the bottom of the forearm stretch out. I'm gonna remind myself to keep the weight in the heels, keep my glutes engaged, and then those fingers are gonna come back even further, pointing back towards me. Okay. And then fingers are gonna go back, pointed straight up, and then straight ahead. Now I'm gonna let the wrist just go limp and drop down towards the ground. And I'm gonna start going external circles with the wrist. And while I'm doing that, just take an inventory of how the muscles of the forearm are articulating, how the fingers feel. Good morning, fingers. Good morning, wrists. Now I'm gonna reverse that circle. All right, I can start to feel my forearms heat up. I can start to feel the shoulders heat up. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and relax that and let the arms fall straight to the side. Shake that out. Now I'm gonna re-engage my glutes. This whole time we're breathing. Get the weight in the heels. And then I'm gonna take my ear, let's go with the left ear, and I'm gonna pull it down towards the left shoulder as far as I can. Stretching out the muscles of the neck. We call this lateral flexion of the cervical spine. Now I'm gonna take my left hand and reach up and grab the top right side of my head and give it a little bit of assistance. Okay, then the head will come level again. Now I'm going to take that right ear and pull it down towards my right shoulder. And this is my challenged side, so I don't get as low, but I'm trying. I'm going to reach up with my right hand, grab the top left side of my head, and give it a little assistance. Okay, and I'm going to let the head come back to neutral, chin level with the floor. Now, keeping my hips pointed straight ahead, keeping my shoulders pointed straight ahead, I'm going to take my chin and take it over my left shoulder as far as I can. I'm going to take my right hand, touch the right bottom jaw, and give it a little bit of assistance. All right, gaze is going to come level. Now I'm going to take that chin, keeping the hips pointed straight ahead, keeping the shoulders pointed straight ahead, glutes are engaged, weight is in the heels. Take that chin over the right shoulder as far as I can. I'm going to take my left hand, put it on the left chin, and give it a little bit of assistance. And gaze is going to come back center. Right now, I'm going to take my chin, point it up towards the ceiling. Right, glutes are engaged, weight is in the heel. I'm going to go all the way up as far as I can. I feel like I'm leaning back. And take one hand, put it to the bottom of my chin, and give it a little bit of assistance. And now I'm going to take that chin and bury it in my chest. Looking down. One hand, reach up to the top back of my head and give it a little bit of assistance. And then I'm going to bring my gaze level, right? And I'm just going to go with some shoulder circles, right? So dropping those shoulders down, bringing the shoulders back as far as you can. And then they're going to come up as high as you can. Bring them forward. Oh, excuse me. And then back down. Make some circles. Do like 4 circles forward. Big ones. Good morning, shoulders. Good morning, traps. Good morning, lats. All right, and then we'll go in reverse. Okay, and then we'll rest it. Re-engage those glutes, get the weight back in the heels, and then let's go with 4 deep breaths. At the end of the 4th breath, we'll go ahead and open up our eyes. Here we go. Okay, all right. Let's get started. So today we have a good little workout. I shouldn't say little. We're actually going to do a lot of stuff today. We're going to start with our 8-minute Tabata. We're going to go with those jumping jack toe touches, roll in the butt kicks, do some shoulder taps, then some high knees, some jumping jacks, squat kicks, some glute bridges, and some skaters, right? So we're going to run through that whole thing. And I will explain. Well, no, let me just go. So jumping jack toe touches, everybody here kind of knows what those are, right? I'm just going to do my jumping jack, come together, and then I'm going to go down and touch those toes. If I don't feel like jumping today, you know, we can do that step out and then reach, and then that step out and then reach, okay? Then when we switch to butt kickers, that is in place. Now, I can march these butt kickers, meaning I'm just kind of going slow, bringing these heels up as high as I can. I might want to reach back and touch the heel, right? But I don't want to drop the body to reach to the heel. Bring the heel to the hand, not the hand to the heel, okay? Otherwise, I can jog this as long as I'm landing with soft feet, right? But I'm essentially trying to take the heels and kick my butt. Shoulder taps. So what the shoulder tap is we're going to be down in that push-up position, right? Hands underneath the shoulders, okay? Butt is tucked, right? I'm pushing away from the ground. I reach up, I tap one shoulder, right? And I try to do that with the silence the body, meaning I'm not stacking the hips to touch the shoulder, okay? Then we will roll into high knees. So I can walk these high knees, right? I just need to get the knee above the hip, right? If I decide to jog these high knees, I just want to keep in mind I want soft feet, and I still need to get those knees higher than the hips, okay? Then regular jumping jacks. We all know what that is, right? We're just here, right? You don't feel like jumping, we can go here, out to the side, okay? Squat kicks. We're going to jump down or get into our squat position. I'm going to squat down, knees will bend, but they don't come forward. I'm going to stand up. Before I am fully standing up, I'm going to shift the weight to one leg, fully stand up, reach out, try to kick and touch that toe, get back into the squat, kick and touch the toe. Then our glute bridges, obviously, that's going to be down on the ground. Heels are going to be close to the butt. Hands are here. I'm going to drive through those heels as high as I can. Once I get as high as I can, I'm going to go a little higher, and then come back down and kiss, back up, come back down and kiss. And then we got our skaters. And our skaters are going to be those side-to-side hops. So I'm going to jump from one side with that feet straight. I'm going to find my balance, jump to the other side, find my balance, right? Just rocking out those skaters, okay? All right, here we go. And I will remind you as we go, so don't worry. Okay, we're going to start out with those jumping jack toe touches. 3, 2, 1, go. So jumping jack, toe touch. And again, when we first start these, those hamstrings might be a little tight. So you can go down with a bent knee. But as we warm up, I want you to try to get those knees straight. Okay, nice. Now we're going to roll into butt kickers. Remember, we're going to be trying to stay soft feet. Soft feet. You got to use more of your core when you're soft feet. Nice. And really try to kick your butt. Soft feet. Doesn't matter how fast or your cadence. This is long. Okay, rest it. Now we're going to get into shoulder taps. Down on the ground. Remember, we're not going to be shifting those hips. Hands are underneath the shoulders. Glutes are engaged. Feet are wide. And I am pushing away from the ground. Okay, now let's go to those squat kicks. Squat kicks. Okay, so we're squatting down. Hips go back. We're going to come up, kick. Get a little hamstring stretch with the kick. Knees are bending. You're not going forward. Okay, next, what do we got? Oh, we got glute bridges, glute bridges. So you're on your back, heels are down. All right, we're lifting up. Okay, now we're gonna go into those skaters. Side to side, find your balance. Side to side. Get your arms involved a little bit. Cover a little distance. All right, jumping jack toe touch, or we do regular jumping jacks. We got regular jumping jacks next. Regular jumping jacks. Here we go. Again, we're trying to touch the hands above the head, hands behind the back, soft feet, kissing the heels. Okay, rest it. Let's go with jumping jack toe touches to finish it out. Okay, jumping jack toe touch. Body's feeling somewhat good. I am feeling the effects of vacation. Talk about, okay, rest it. Talk about staying on your square, which is something that I've been trying to perfect with the perfect week and different routines and schedules. But the one thing I haven't mastered is when you go out of town, right? When I go out of town or go on vacation, I just got back from a family reunion in Nashville, Tennessee. Had an awesome time, but it threw off the hydration, threw off the eating schedule, threw off the sleeping schedule, right? It was 4 days of that. So I'm suffering from re-entry right now, trying to get back to where I was at. But that's what it's all about, right? We're just continuing to tweak and tune things so that we can stay on our square even on our vacation. Okay, so this is what we got. We got a series of movements that we're going to do for 1 minute. We'll do about a 30 to 45-second rest in between movements. I will be yelling out the time so that if you fatigue, depending on what the movement is, just take a break and then jump back in and finish strong, okay? So the first thing that we're gonna do is push-ups. We're actually gonna roll out into those push-ups. Now, there's a couple of different modifications for that push-up, but I'm just gonna start with the standard push-up first, right? And what I wanna try to do is get down on the ground. I want to spread my fingers out as wide as I can and grab the ground. I'm going to place those hands directly underneath the shoulders and then go ahead and lift the knees. Now, I'm going to go ahead and engage my glutes. And I'm going to, if I'm at the top of my push-up, I'm pushing away from the ground. Now I'm going to go ahead and lower myself. But now my shoulders are in front of the hands. And then I'm breathing out as I press up. Okay, so that's the push-up. Now, if I want to modify this push-up, I can lower myself here on the toes, push up on the knees, and then get back on the toes and lower myself again, right? Now, I could also modify it by just staying on the toes. Even in this position, my hands are underneath the shoulders, and here they're in front of the shoulders, okay? We're gonna go for 1 minute. 1 minute of push-ups. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. That was 10 seconds. 15 seconds. That was 20 seconds. Coach Chuck's taking a break, jumping back in at 30. That was 30 seconds. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, take a small break. That's 20. Okay, we got 15 seconds left, so I'm jumping back in. I'm going to try to finish strong. Ah. 5 seconds. Ah, okay, rested. Nice. All right, moving on. Moving on. We need reverse lunges. And we're going to do that one leg at a time. So with that reverse lunge, I'm going to stand with both feet together. I'm going to lift one leg up, shoot it back. I'm going to lean forward so all the weight is on that front leg. I'm going to go all the way down. I'm going to try to touch the knee, and then I'm going to come back up, and then I'm going to drive the knee. Now, when I lift the knee, we're not done. This is only part of it. Knees lifted. Now, I'm going to push forward. Now I'm done. Go back on that next one. Okay? We're just going to go 1 minute per leg. Let's start with balancing on the left leg. Right leg is in motion. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Go the whole minute. Remember, it's not enough to just lift the knee. I want you to drive that knee. This requires a lot of balance. So spread those toes out. Grab onto the ground. A lot of times I like to do this one with no shoes on so that my feet really get an opportunity to develop control for balance. Start to feel that left leg heat up. We're driving through the heel. Nice. 10 seconds. Almost there. 5 seconds. Okay, rest it. Nice work. Nice work. Okay, give it a second. And then we're going to go ahead and switch to that other leg. Okay. Now we're going to be bouncing on that right leg. And then the left leg will be in motion. We'll get started here in 10 seconds. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. Okay, here we go. Reverse lunge, all that weight is over the front of the leg, right? Find that balance, lift the knee, then drive the knee. Just want you to repeat what you did on the other leg. But while you're doing it, take note of the differences or the lack thereof. The goal is to get both legs equally as strong, equally as balanced. Okay, we got 15 seconds. Five seconds. Okay, rest it, rest it. Okay, next, we're just doing squats. We're just doing squats. Let me give you a quick 30 seconds. We'll get going here in about 15 seconds. Now, squat, feet are wide, pointed straight ahead. You can have them rotated out just slightly. Knees bend, but they do not go forward. We're going deep. The knees go wide as we get low. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. We're dropping down. Shooting those hips way back. Hands are way forward. And then coming all the way up, squeezing the butt. And I can tell because the hips come all the way forward. Back into it. Knees are wide. Nice. Get the body moving. Get some oxygen to the muscles, capillaries. Oxygen to that brain while we're moving so early in the morning. Starting the day off right. Movement begets movement. Okay, rest it, rest it. Okay. What do we got next? Toe touches. Single leg toe touches. So those reverse lunges are meant to really focus on those quads and the glutes. Now, we're going to do that toe touch. What that toe touch is I'm going to start with the knee up. And not just with the knee up, I'm going to start in that knee drive position where the knee is up and I am pushing forward, right? Finding that balance. Then the right leg will not touch the ground. I will keep it up as I send it back. And then I go down with the right hand to touch the left toe, right? Then I'm going to come back up and return to that start position. 1 minute. Getting going in 5 seconds. Let's start balancing on the right leg. 3, 2, 1. We're balancing on the right leg. Left knee is up. Then we're going to go back, go down. Left hand, right toe. And then I'm going to come back up, trying to do that without putting that foot down. Drive the knee back down. Now, if you're losing your balance on this, it's a good idea to think about when I send that leg back that I'm trying to touch the wall behind me. It will help you stay balanced. Okay, I've got 20 seconds. Oh, look at that recovery. Ten seconds. And rest. Okay. Switch to that other leg. Now we're balancing on that left leg. Right, we'll get going here. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Start with the balance. The knee is up and driven. Now we're going to go back. Touch right hand, left toe. Keep that balance. Spread those toes out inside of the shoe. Lift. And reach. Nice. There we go. Use that trick of trying to touch the wall behind you. Okay, 15 seconds. Again, just seeing if both legs are even. 5 seconds. Okay, and resting. All right. Man, it's humid today. It is humid. Or I'm just working harder than I realize. Okay, we're going for the mountain climber. The mountain climber. So if you got water, get it. You got a towel, get it. That mountain climber is tough when you're doing it for a minute, but we got it, right? We're gonna get going in 15 seconds here. We're gonna place those hands underneath the shoulders, right? And I actually like my shoulders a little bit in front of the hands, right? Pressing away from the ground, drive the knee, or I can run. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, go. Now this is one of those movements, especially when you're going the duration of a minute, where you don't want to start any faster than you can finish. Gotta find that breathing rhythm, driving those knees. That was 25 seconds. Okay, that was 30 seconds. We're halfway. You need to rest it. You just rest it. And then jump back up and get back into it. Ten seconds. 5. And rest it. Whoa. It's one of those that look easy on TV, right? Coach Chuck is struggling with that one. All right. Now, we're going to do a side plank. And with that side plank, you want to try to make sure on the ground that that elbow is underneath the shoulder. So I don't want to be out here up in my side plank. I want that elbow right underneath so that this weight is going into my shoulder even. Now, I can do my side plank with my feet stacked, one hand up. I can modify that and lift that top leg, right? Or I can modify it by staggering the feet. The top foot always goes forward, reach up, drive the hips. Or I can modify it by taking the legs, putting them back together, bending the knees, right? And go up like that and hold that, okay? So we're gonna get going here. 15 seconds. I want you to pick one of those movements. You can, I'm gonna be yelling out the time so you can rest if you need to, or you can, no, pick one. Just pick one and stick with it and try to do it on the other side as well. 3, 2, 1, and we're up. Those hips up. Now, the only thing about this one is that if you are looking at yourself from a bird's eye view, you want a straight line from your head to your heels, right? You don't want your hips back, or you don't want to be tilted forward, okay? All right, that was 30 seconds. I'm going to shake that shoulder out, and I'm going to jump back into it. Goal will be to do this unbroken, but it's okay to modify, rest, shake out, so that we're doing everything that we can to develop a positive attitude with A, getting up this early, rest it, okay? Now we can switch sides, and B, with fitness. We don't want to demand or command of the body. There's a time and a place for that, and it's not at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to get started here, 15 seconds. I am sweating like I stole something. Okay, 5 seconds, and then we are up. And I can tell right away that this is my strong side. Right away. Okay, that was 15 seconds. Okay, that was 30 seconds. So I'm interested to know, when you plan your vacation, do you plan it with exercise? Do you plan, like, oh, I'm gonna do this, 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 but do you pack exercise clothes? Is it a lifestyle for you? And then if so, here we go, you got 3 seconds and rest it. And if so, do you think about how you can stay as healthy on your vacation as you do when you're at home? It's kind of hard. Like next time I take a road trip, I'm gonna pack my Vitamix. I got room, but I miss that thing. I use my Vitamix every day, except on vacation, and I miss that thing. It would have been perfect for breakfast. Okay, next we're gonna do glute bridges. Glute bridges. And we're gonna get started here in about 20 seconds. So that glute bridge, we're still on the ground, right? I'm going to get those heels close to the hips. Hands are flat here. And then I'm just gonna be driving through the heels. I'm gonna go here in about 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1, you're gonna go up as high as you can. Once you get there, you're gonna go a little higher, and you're gonna come back down and kiss. Bam, that's 1. Okay, I'm sweating, sliding all over the floor. Go somewhere where it's not wet. Okay, there we go. Nice. These have become my favorite move because they always leave my back feeling so good. Cutting those glutes on so early in the morning. And rest it. Good job. Good job. Okay. Next one's hard. The next one's hard. What we got is a 1-minute Superman. A 1-minute Superman. Now that Superman, let's pull off this mat because I'm sweating this floor. I don't know why I didn't do that at the beginning. All right, so with Superman, I'm going to lay down on my stomach. I'm going to separate my feet and point my toes. Arms are going to be extended above my head. Thumbs are going to be rotated up. I'm going to spray the fingers apart. Then when I raise up, I'm going to reach and point, and I'm just going to squeeze the butt, try to keep the arms straight at the knees. Arms straight at the elbows, legs straight at the knees. And I'm just going to hold. We're going to get started here in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and go. Focus on your breathing once you're set. Head down, arms up, reach and point. The butt should be doing the most work right here. Okay, that was 15 seconds. 5 seconds, or that was 25 seconds. Okay, I got to rest it there at 30. That's 35. I'm going to hop back in here at 40 seconds. And I'm back up, squeezing the butt, reaching, arms straight, legs straight, toes are pointed. Got 10 seconds. 5 seconds. And rest it. Okay. Now we got what's called a hollow hold, which is going to be the opposite of that Superman. So I'm going to get on my back. I like to start this one with legs straight up. And then with the legs straight up, I'm going to take my fingertips and I'm going to reach for my toes. Even if I can't touch them, I'm going to reach for them. Now what that does is that takes my low back and it pushes it into the ground. Now I'm going to try to keep that low back pushed into the ground as I keep my head where it's at, shoulders are where it's at, but legs and arms go in opposite directions. I'm going to stop at the point where I start to feel that low back pull off the ground, and then I'm just going to hold. Okay? Now, to modify this, I can bend the knees to make the lever shorter. I could do one leg extended for 30 seconds, other leg extended, or I can just do both. Okay? Pick one. I think I'm going to go with one leg extended for 30 seconds and then do the other leg extended for 30 seconds. We're going to get started here in 10 seconds. 5 seconds. Let's get in position. Right leg straight up. We're going to go ahead and reach for those toes and go. So I'm going to extend one leg out. Biceps alongside ears. Shoulders are off the ground. That knee is tucked. Got 15 seconds. Five seconds. Okay, and then I'm going to rest that. Ouch. All right, let's get started on that other side. If you're still going, keep going. You decided to do the two-leg thing, and we're going to start with the single leg in 2 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Oh my God, we got to start doing more of these. Ouch. 15 seconds left. 5 seconds left. And rest it. Ouch. That's a killer. That is a killer. Okay. Next is the forearm plank, right? We did our side planks. We did our Superman. We did our arch, or not arch hold, but we did our hollow hold. Now we're going to get into that forearm plank. And we will get started here in, let's give it a second. Let's go 15 seconds. 10 seconds. Now remember with that forearm plank, we want elbows in, fists out. 5 seconds. And we're up. Elbows in, fists out. We're going to push away from the ground with those shoulders. And we're going to tuck the butt. And then we're just going to focus on the breathing. We're going to try to make sure that we're applying pressure evenly between the two toes. If I feel like I'm working harder on one leg, I'm going to lift that leg up and then reset it down. What that does is it forces the other leg to really activate. And then you just try to maintain that as you set the foot back down to where you're pushing away, keeping the knees straight via the toes evenly. 5 seconds. Okay, and rest. Nice. All right. What do we got next? Okay. We have pocket touches. Pocket touches for 1 minute. So what that pocket touch is I'm going to be in my high plank position, like so. Hands underneath the shoulders. Without shifting the hips, I'm going to reach and touch my pockets. That's it. We're going to go for 1 minute. We'll get started here in 10 seconds. 5 seconds. Okay, here we go. We're in position. We're not shifting the hips. We're touching the pockets, or I should say grab the pocket, so that you spend a little bit of time on that one arm. And when you're putting that hand down, spread those fingers apart. Don't slap fingers down or the hand back down on the ground. Show me some control. Okay, you can break it up if you need to. We'll just hop back in. Okay, we got 15 seconds. Ten seconds. And rest it. All right. That's a good work, people. We are going to call it right there. Mostly because if I sweat anymore, I'm going to slide right out of this garage. It is humid today. Humid, humid, humid. It's been humid all these days. So it's crazy. But that's okay. I'm not complaining. I would take this every day of the week and twice on Sunday over that snow and that cold winter air. Affirmation. Today's affirmation. Let me see here. Oh, so this one stood out to me, and I read this one last night because the older I get, the more things slow down. And what I mean by that is that a lot of times when I would find myself moving around in the world when I was younger, and when I say younger, I mean like, I don't know, before COVID, because COVID, I don't know if you noticed, but it aged me like nobody's business. But you move around, you have some conversations, you have some interactions with people. And if you're like me, later on, you reflect and you think to yourself, God, I didn't catch that while it was happening. I kind of caught it later. But the older I get, the more I start to catch things in real time. So I can be having a conversation with somebody, thinking about what they're saying, processing that, and then responding in real time to the point where the conversation is slow, but the thought process gets faster, if that makes sense. And one of the things that you realize is that when you're listening to what a person is saying, you're not just listening to the words, but you're listening to what the person is intending to communicate to you, or what they're subconsciously communicating to you. And so when I read this one, it's like, this is like real for me. And then I'll read it, and then you can tell me if you understand what I'm saying. People do not seem to realize their opinion of the world is also a confession of their character. People do not seem to realize that their opinion of the world is also a confession of their character. So you heard the term, or not even the term, but the saying, when someone's trying to tell you who they are, you should listen, right? So if you meet somebody and right away they get into their thing about complaining about the weather, right? Now you hear the words that are coming out of their mouth and you understand because you're experiencing the weather as well. But if they're talking about it in a negative way, you also start to pick up like this person's view of this is super negative. And you can make choices based on that. But it's interesting because I don't think that the person that's saying it realizes what they're doing. And so I'm not shedding light on this so that you can be more judgmental. What I'm shedding light on is that you should be aware of what you say, because whether or not you're meaning to convey this message, you have to understand that certain people are picking up on not just what you're saying, but how you're saying it. And that is basically they're saying that you're telling me who you are and how you see the world. So it's okay to complain. It's okay to even bring up something, but make sure that you are very mindful of how that could come off. And then on the reverse side of that, try not to be so judgmental, but also if a person's trying to tell you who they are, you need to listen. And don't get mad later when you find out. Like they were telling you, they were trying to tell you, consciously or subconsciously. Anyway, that's all I got. Thank you for joining me this morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up. This was a good one. I like it. It was slow, but long. And it gives you a chance to kind of understand and feel that body a little bit more. So with that being said, Heidi, you got any questions?
No, I don't think so.
Comments, concerns?
Comments or concerns? No, not today.
Okay, all right. Well, wake up, because you're still kind of get out there and attack today. Today's a special day. My son turns 8 today.
8?
8.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday. What's the plan?
Well, so last year I planned his birthday party. So this year it's on his mom.
Oh, okay.
She planned it, but then she postponed it. So we're gonna my mother-in-law's in town. So
Okay.
we'll do a like a family thing today. Like he gets to pick dinner and we'll do cake. I'll go out and get some balloons and we'll open up some presents and stuff.
Yeah.
And then it's either 1 week or 2 weeks is when we're gonna actually celebrate it, like with his friends and
Oh, cool.
so yeah, he's got camp today, and he goes as an 8-year-old, right? Which is amazing because I never, man, when he was born, I thought we'll never see 6, but we made it to 8. So yeah, well, cool. Well, hey, have a great weekend,
You too.
and then we will see you on Monday.
Sounds good.
All right.
Bye.